You may start the session. Asif.
Okay. Auzubillahi minash shaitan rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihin nabiyil kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Thank you very much all for once again being with us. Uh, you must be wondering, maybe I'm sitting on some beach. I'm not on a beach, but the idea of this showing you this beach is to tell you that CIPA examination from IUFI is considered to be one of the most difficult examinations, like many other professional accounting qualifications. So the reason for this background is to tell you that you just relax. You are in the safe hands, and with the digital content that our this panel of experts has prepared for you, you are in the safe hands. So you can just feel relaxed as if you are sitting on a beach. Okay, so IUFI, as we mentioned earlier, this webinar is a follow-up of the webinar that we had with brother Farhan Noor last week, in which he explained to us why and how of IUFI fellowships. So IUFI fellowships programs currently have two segments. One is CSAA, Certified Sharia Advisor, Auditor and Advisor. And the second one is Certified Islamic Professional Accountant. What we have done is that, in fact, on Saturday, we have the launch program for CSAA, inshallah. Today we have with us the panel of the experts, subject matter specialists who have developed the CIPA program for you. So I will do a small introduction. I will ask Sister Safina to also switch on her camera if she can. So I will do a small introduction, and this is your opportunity. They will explain to you, introduce to you. Most of them you are very well aware in the industry, and you don't need any introductions, but I will request them to do a small introduction and explain to you what they have prepared for you in terms of the course, and how they will take you through the course. And in the end, you will have questions and answers. So while you will deal with them, I will sit back here and relax on the beach, because I know you are in the safe hands. Okay. So I will do a small introduction and then we will start. So our first guest is Brother Yusuf Sultan. He will do his detailed introduction himself. He has prepared for you the courses in Sharia standards and Sharia governance. He's also like the author for Sharia IUFI Code of Ethics course also, which is also under finalization. Very soon we will be launching that also. On the other side, I have Brother Misbauddin Ahmad. Misbah has done the FAR, Financial Accounting and Reporting. I know lots of you have been asking questions about this subject. Many feel stressed. He is also, he has his concerns about few of the topics also, but just with Misbah and FAR, just sit back and relax. I have then Brother Muhammad Shehzad. Muhammad Shehzad is a experienced chartered accountant. He will also introduce himself, well known in accounting and finance circles. And he has taken care of the business regulatory environment (BRE) section of CIPA. And last but not the least, most important, Sister Safina, if you can hear me, can you switch on your camera? Sister Safina Shahid. She's also a UFI member, and has done the course on accounting, auditing, and ethics. So, uh, as I said, so we start with the brother Mufti Yusuf Sultan, and I sit back and relax. Brother Yusuf, the mic is yours. You can go ahead, do your introduction, and you can explain to the team, our colleagues, what you have prepared for them.
Thank you very much, Brother Zia. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala Muhammadin Sayyidil Mursaleen wa ala alihi ajma'in. I think it's in this time of turbulence and pain for the Ummah. Of course, we express our solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Palestine, and we make dua for them. Here at TAIF, Digital Institute of Islamic Finance, as Brother Zia has mentioned, we have prepared the training preparatory modules for CIPA course. So as you have been aware, CIPA is a professional qualification provided by one of the most prestigious standard-setting bodies, especially for Islamic finance in the world. I would say the most prestigious AAOIFI based in Bahrain, and very well recognized both in academia and the industry, alhamdulillah. So AAOIFI in the initial stage, the CIPA course, which is for basically professional accountants, CIPA stands for Certified Islamic Professional Accountant, by the way. So initially it was more on the standards, accounting standards, the auditing standards, governance standards that was prepared by AAOIFI. But in 2017, when it was relaunched, I would say the ones who you will be, appearing for the exam now, you're very, very fortunate, because the relaunch is very, very well prepared, and it's like I would consider it's no less than a master's degree basically in Islamic finance. It covers not only accounts, rather on top of accounts, audits, also the business practices, and even the Sharia basis, and it's quite well prepared, the book by the CIPA, and in fact the regulatory environment as well. So it's like a 360-degree understanding, fundamental understanding of Islamic finance, which not helps only to develop the basic understanding, but also to progress in the career for Islamic finance industry. So what I did, I'm doing with this CIPA program, preparatory class program by TAIF, is to help you go through the Sharia standards and Sharia governance module, which is SS&SG. So as you know, if you are going for CSAA, which is Certified Sharia Advisor and Auditor, then you have to go through the entire Sharia standards prepared by AAOIFI, except for the few latest ones, and the governance standards, right? When it comes to CIPA, it's not the standards per se, rather the AAOIFI, in the AAOIFI CIPA book, there is a book for SS&SG. In our understanding and experience, it very well summarizes the Sharia standards quite well. So if you have gone through this, you would, when you go to next to CSA, if you want to do CSA, you will find that most of those things were covered in a brief manner in the CIPA book. So it gives you a very solid understanding of the overall Sharia standards. Now, if we look at the contents, it starts with Sharia fundamentals, which are mostly not part of the Sharia standards, but it gives you a very well fundamental understanding of Islamic finance, right from the basic what is Sharia, and then what is riba, gharar, and all the basic concepts. Then you would walk through the trade-based contracts like Murabaha, Salam, Istisna, and all other such trade-based contracts, even tawarruk. Then in the next chapter, it would be equity-based contracts, Musharaka, Mudaraba, the diminishing Musharaka in the practice. Then you would go through Ijara and Ijara Muntahia Bittamleek contracts, which are basically the operational financial lease contracts. You will also go through investment sukuk, the different modes of sukuk in the practice, also the Islamic equity market, takaful, retakaful, which is basically the Islamic insurance, and also the common banking practices, including commercial papers, bill of exchange, and other such practices which are relevant. So it is like a compressed version of the entire Sharia standards, I would say. And also, in addition to that, giving a very solid foundation of Islamic finance. In fact, if you are very new to Islamic finance, what I would recommend is to do this one first before other modules. So you develop the fundamental understanding, and then you go through the audit and accounts and other aspects. And the next part of this module is the SG, which is Sharia Governance. And here we will go through the corporate and basics of corporate and Sharia Governance. And then going through the Sharia Supervisory Board, which is a very important organ of Sharia governance framework, then internal Sharia audit and review, independent Sharia audit, and also the CSR. So the approach we have taken is to keep the videos brief. We know that you are quite busy at your work or at your academia, wherever you are, so that you have a very brief, basic, composed understanding of the modules. And then we will recommend that you also have a glance of the CIPA book that are provided when you register for CIPA. So with the two, we hope that you will have a good understanding, inshallah. But as a disclaimer, one course or one certification is not everything when it comes to knowledge. So what I would say that it would be a very good beginning journey to Islamic finance, but the journey to knowledge is endless until we leave this world. So I think with that, I have covered the modules that I will be covering at TAIF's course, inshallah. So back to you, Brother Zia. I think we will listen to the other respected instructors, inshallah. Thank you so much. I hope you will have a good journey to the CIPA program. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much all. Thank you very much, Sheikh. Nice to hear you, and we will be talking more and more from you. So I think this time I will take Brother Misbah. So tell us, give us a long statement about what you have done. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brother Zia.
Because you need to let them feel, like I'm trying to let them feel, that they are in the safe hands. Although I know your concerns, but you need to give them comfort that financial accounting and reporting, even people who don't have background knowledge and information, you have had enough. I know you have been doing like Brother Misbah has been doing and redoing, and it's very difficult for him to, like, before we could comment on anything ourselves, Brother Misbah was actually redoing things for you. He was never happy himself. So Brother Misbah, you need to, like, let them feel like this beach which is behind me. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brother Zia, and thank you, Brother Yusuf Sultan, for nice introductory remarks. I will be taking the FAR module, the financial accounting reporting one. I'm not sure whether you have seen this book. Okay, it's not very clear here, but anyway, there is this FAR book, probably the picture you have seen in the IFI website, also in TAIF promotional material. So in this book, there are 14 chapters. So I'll be covering those 14 chapters, inshallah. As Brother Yusuf Sultan mentioned that for CIPA, it's unlike CSAA. In CSAA, the exam is on IFI Sharia standards. You need to read all the Sharia standards, and the exam will be on the Sharia standards. But in CIPA, the style is different. In CIPA, IFI has developed 4 modules, and the exam will be based on those modules. So I'll take care of FAR module. Now, FAR module is about accounting. It's fully accounting. And now, those of you are from accounting background, especially with professional accounting background, you may find it very easy. It's not difficult. I mean, as long as you have a basic understanding of Islamic finance contracts, like what is Murabaha and what are the stages involved in Murabaha, or Ijara, what are the stages involved in Ijara and Sharia issues. And same goes for Mudaraba, Musharaka, Istisna, Salam. So if you know the Sharia contracts, and also if you're an accountant, this topic is very, very easy. Even in fact, some of the content is basically not much different from what we learned in IFRS-based or in conventional accounting. For example, accounting for real estate, let's say, or accounting for consolidation. There are not much difference. So you'll find that very, very easy. And also, of course, if you are good in double entries or journal entries, because in accounting, there will be definitely journal entries, a lot of debit and credits. And one thing is debit and credits, other thing is visualizing, okay, if you debit this transaction, how it will impact our financial statement. I mean, if let's say it says it will go to balance sheet or it's a financial position, but then where or how it will be presented. So if you are not used to with that, if you're used to with that, that's very easy. So it will be it will not take much time. Like for example, for 14 chapters, around 14 hours videos will be there, and there will be of course slides and MCQs. So if you try those and do some revision, I think it will be a very easy journey. But for those who are not from accounting background, it will be a little bit challenging. There's no doubt about that. The reason is that, of course, first thing is you need to understand the journal entries, how it works. Like for many, the starting point is difficult. Like, okay, what is debit and credit? And then what are the components of financial statements? Or whenever we see debit and credit, how it impacts the financial statements. So it needs some assistance. Now for that, now my approach will be for the videos. I will cover however it is presented in the book, because as the exam will be based on the book, so I will present based on the whatever present in the book. But then I'm sure it is not enough for some, because you will have some questions that, or you will need some clarifications, or you may want to discuss certain issues. So in that case, I'm sure whether Zia will explain more on that. The platform will accommodate some Q&A opportunity. So if you have any question, you can post your questions in there in that platform. Also, there will be some interactive session as well. So there will be live session so that you can interact with me directly. So if you have any question, so after you watch a video or go through slides and read the chapter, you may note down your questions. And then we will schedule, of course, based on a discussion with Taif, we'll schedule interactive sessions, and there we can discuss the issues, so that those who are not from accounting background, the things become clearer. So I mean, as Razia said, to give you comfort, of course, if you are comfortable or if you are okay just with the videos and slides, that's enough. I mean, you don't need any more assistance. But if you think, no, I need more, then in that case, that can also be accommodated. So don't worry about that, inshallah. So our objective is to help. Our objective is to help all the participants so that you are successful in the exam. So we will try to do that, inshallah. Now, regarding the syllabus, just briefly, Brother Farhan Noor, in his session, very nicely and very comprehensively covered the syllabus. But just to highlight again, there are 14 chapters, as I said. The exam will be based on the book. So there is a small little challenge is that some of the standards, the book is 2017 book. So some IOFI already issued several new standards. And not only IOFI, IFRS also issued several new standards. So in the book, you will see that the standards, some of the standards are basically old standards, including the conceptual framework is old. But then you may ask, like, okay, then how we reconcile? We don't need to reconcile between the new standards because the exam will be on the book. So whatever is there is in the book, that will be for the exam. So for newer standards, you can read at your own time. And again, if you have any observation, any comment, you can always ask in the chat box in the portal, learning portal. Then we can maybe take time to discuss that. But so to give you comfort, just go to the book. Yeah. So and so the exams, the questions will be MCQs. Pass mark is 70%. And what else I'm missing? I think that's all from me. And if you have any questions, please ask. Or you can discuss in the Q&A session. Thank you. Badazia?
I'm here. I went for a swim, but I was listening to you. So thank you very much, Brother Misbah. And just for the sake of the information of everybody, like The structure of CIPA examination is like this. There are like 4 papers that are there, and every paper has, towards the end, we will explain also how many MCQs and how many hours of each paper. They are done on different dates, different examinations. You have the option, as Brother Farhan Noor mentioned in his, you have the option to actually appear in all the exams in one go if you want. And you also have the option to actually maybe go in phases. Maybe start with the, somebody was asking me, should they start with the easiest or the most difficult? I told them that this is your choice. Like, some people go for the most difficult one first so that they can use all their strength and then actually get it passed, and then the things are easy. And some people go the other way, that do the easy ones earlier. But everything, like in life, there is nothing which is easy. So don't take, most of the time we fail because we think that things are too easy. If you start taking things extremely easy, don't take them for granted. Take them easy, but don't take them for granted. Take them seriously. If you make a serious effort, we are here to support you. In terms of the structure, people keep asking me how the process will work. The process is like this. So you have the web pages for these for this course, so you can go and click that course. There will be, we will be sharing with you digital forms for registration. TAIF is a examination registration center as well, so you can register through us as well. And once you register, uh, you will be actually, your information or the forms that the IOFI has, the forms, that those forms you need to fill. We have done them digitally. We will share with you the digital forms. You fill the forms, and once you are registered, you are supposed to, there are like 2 fees which are payable. One fee is payable to IOFI, which is 2 different fees uh, for uh, countries where which are in GCC, and for countries which are not in GCC. I will share the details. I will open the presentation from Brother Farhan Noor again, and I will open it. You can pay the fee for CIPA in 1, 2, or 4 installments. You have the option to pay them in up to 4 installments. I'm talking about the IUFI fee. So once you are registered with IUFI, then you have the option to actually select the digital learning course from TAIF. And I think, like, so far, if my information is not wrong, this is the only completely digital learning solution or learning program that is available for CIPA program, whereby you can just sit back, relax, and attend the classes at your convenience. And you also have the option, privilege of being having the access to the instructors. As Brother Misbah mentioned, that if you feel any problem or any issue, you can contact the people who contact the instructors through the portal. Some of you who have already attended our courses, they are fully aware of the portal functioning. Otherwise, it's simple, and you will be actually given the uh, access. While you will be given the access to the portal, you will be, after you have registered for the course, you will be given a short briefing or how to use the portal as well. But it is simple and straightforward, no complications. So then on the day of the exam, like if you are in a country where IUFI has an examination center, you can, like, while filling the forms, you can select the examination center. If you don't, if you are in a country where IUFI does not have an examination center, then you can put remote, and IUFI have an option to take the examination remote. And then IUFI will send you the information in the package, and from TAIF side, you will receive the contents. There are some exemptions as well that are available to different students for CIPA. Two major exemptions are like if you have already done the CSAA exam with IUFI, then you will be exempt for Sharia standards and Sharia governance examination. And if you are a chartered accountant, CPA, ACCA, you will have exemption on the business regulatory environment and audit assurance AEE paper. So this is the exemptions available. Before any we will like I know you might have lots of questions. I see people still started raising hands and writing questions. If you have a question, write it in the Q&A section. Don't write it on the chat portion. So it's write it in the Q&A, and one by one we will take all your questions as well. And these instructors are here to actually explain to you any point that is not clear. I take okay. Let's take. Had your camera been on, I would have taken you first. So I take Brother Shehzad with your permission. I take Sister Safina. Okay, Sister Safina, the mic is yours. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, everyone. Thank you so much, Zia Sab, for inviting me on the floor. I hope I am clearly audible and visible to everyone.
You are.
All right, great. So, okay. I think we have had ample introduction of the CIPA course itself, about the 4 modules, about the exam structure. So I don't think I need to go back into all those details. I'll just start with my role in this course. I will be your facilitator for the module of Audit Assurance and Ethics, which is an important part of the CIPA certification. Everyone has been outlining the difference between CSAA and CIPA pertaining to their area. So let me give you a brief overview about my area also. CSAA is basically focusing on Sharia audits and Sharia advisory. So what you will study in that course will pertain mostly to Sharia audits, Sharia compliance, Sharia reviews. And all those things will be covered in this module in the audit assurance and ethics of the CIPA certification to a very basic overview level. We won't be going into details about Sharia audits or Sharia reviews or Sharia compliance, or we won't be studying Sharia audit itself. We will be studying an audit of an Islamic financial institution. This audit will include the Sharia aspect, the financial aspect, and the operational aspect also. So it wouldn't be restricted just to Sharia or Islamic principles. It will be covering all the standards of the IFAC, which are the international standards on auditing, as well as the auditing standards issued by AOFI for Islamic financial institutions. So yes, there will be certain additional requirements apart from the IFAC standards, apart from the ISAs. There will be certain additional, certain changed requirements maybe, which you will be studying in this module. But the essence will be based on the IFAC standard and the AOFI standards both. All right, so this module is, I have broken down it into 4 sections. First section is on the introduction, on the code of ethics. The second section is on the introduction to assurance engagements and internal and external audits. The third section is on the specifics of an audit assignment, starting from the planning stage till the execution stage. And the fourth section is on the audit conclusion and reporting. So let me go through each of these sections with you one by one, and what will be covered in each of these sections. For the first section, which will be the Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants and Auditors, we will be talking about the fundamental of ethics, the Code of Ethics issued by AOFI, and the Code of Ethics issued by International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants. This section is a 15% of the total syllabus of your module. Then comes section 2, which is an introduction to the assurance engagements and the internal external audits. In this section, we will be talking about the various elements of an assurance engagement, the types, the objectives, the scope, and we will also be talking about a comparison between internal and external audit. Why do we need them both? The responsibilities of each of the party involved in the audit, for example, the management, the auditor, and the stakeholder, everyone. Then we will be talking about the types of assignments in each of these audits, the scopes, and an overview about the reporting requirements. This will be another 15% of your module of audit assurance and ethics. The third section is the largest section of the course, and it is the most important section where practical approach will count more than the theoretical knowledge. So, and this section is based on things which are very much practical and done in the audits. We will start from client acceptance and retention, where we will talk about how to screen a client, what conditions can an assignment or a client be accepted, rejected. We'll talk about the fees, how much fees can be charged and what cannot be charged, and such details. Then we will talk about audit planning and strategy. In audit planning and strategy, we will learn how to develop an audit plan, how to design the audit procedures, and aligning those procedures with the risk identified. We will then move on to risk assessment. In risk assessment, we will be talking about the risk of material misstatements, the materiality, the response to the risk, test of controls, and fraud and irregularities. So everything pertaining to risk and risk assessment will be discussed in this chapter. The fourth chapter in this section will be on audit evidence, and we will be talking about various methods how audit evidence can be obtained, including analytical procedures, test of details, and we will talk about the forms of evidence, the quality of evidence, audit sampling, and some specific procedures regarding audit of Islamic financial institutions. Then there will be a section on specific areas of audits and their procedures, where we will discuss audit procedures and the risk against which those procedures are being performed for specific areas of an Islamic financial institution, including Murabaha, profit or income, cash and cash equivalents, current deposits, Ijara, equity, non-current assets, and all the important heads of the balance sheet of a financial institution. So we will be discussing specific procedures for their audits also. Our next chapter will be based on using an expert, and we will be talking about the situations where an expert can be used, where it cannot be used, and what types of experts can be used, how their reliability and credibility can be established, and various other ethical considerations in using an expert. This will be a good 60% of your syllabus, and it will include mostly, as I explained earlier, practical approaches, practical examples, and scenario-based questions. So even the quizzes that I will be providing you all, it will include a lot of scenario-based questions and application of whatever concepts and whatever theories we study during these videos. So I will also make sure that during all these videos, you will be given practical examples of each of these principles and theories. The last section of this module will be on audit conclusion and reporting. In this section, we will be talking about the contents of an audit report and the types of audit opinions and reports that are issued by an auditor. We will bifurcate them into internal audit and external audit both. So we will be talking about internal audit reports and their types, their quality, everything. And then we will be talking about the external audit reports, the types of audit opinions and the reports, the management letter that is issued by the external auditor. All this will be covered in this section. This will be another 10% of your syllabus. So this is all about what the topics we will be covering, the sections we will be covering, and the weightage of each section in your total syllabus. I will be taking you through the videos with practical examples, with all the samples wherever required. For example, if I'm talking about an audit engagement letter, I will provide a sample audit engagement letter also. Where I'm talking about an audit program, I will be providing a sample audit program so that you can have a view of how practically whatever I am talking about is implemented and documented in an Islamic financial institution. All right. I saw a question from Mr. Ghulam Moyuddin, and he was asking that for CAs having experience in conventional accounting, how challenging can the conversion be? So let me give an introduction of myself. I'm a chartered accountant also from ICAP. So, Mr. Ghulam Moyuddin, I can understand your question perfectly. I started off from conventional banking in my articleship during Ferguson, and I moved on to Islamic banking. At that time, what I had studied was purely conventional accounting, purely IFRS and ISAs, and I had no idea about Islamic financing. It was only when I moved to an Islamic bank that I started researching that what particular things are different in here and what are the the governing standards and rules. And this I'm talking about back in somewhere around 2011, 2012, when these standards that you see now were not exactly as developed as they are now. So you will find the transition fairly smooth and fairly easy. The accounting standards are not a 360-degree turn from the conventional standards. For example, when you compare lease and ijara, you will find that the basis and the basic accounting is same. It is only the substance of the transaction that changes. And due to this change of that substance, due to the change in the ownership factor of the asset, certain accounting changes appear in these standards. So let me assure you, you will not find it a challenge which cannot be achieved when you move from the conventional to the Islamic certification. And also let me assure you that TAIF is providing a very well-equipped, well-established platform with instructors and facilitators who are an expert in their own fields. So you will find studying with all of them on this platform. You will find that the transition from conventional to Islamic is made very smoothly. Any questions that anyone has from the perspective of my module, which is Audit Assurance and Ethics, you're most welcome. As Brother Misbah also pointed out, we will be available to you for your question and answers as you go through the course also. Taif will provide a platform where you can interact with us, where you can send us your questions, where one-on-one sessions also maybe can be arranged if needed to clarify your queries or your questions. And I think you all will have a very good learning and preparation experience through this platform. So over to you, Zia Sab.
Thank you very much. Listening to you is quite comforting. Thank you. Thank you very much. And last but not the least, Brother Muhammad Shehzad, it's your turn.
Thank you, Zia sir.
First, introduce yourself. Yeah,
Yes.
tell us about
I will.
yourself. Yeah, Safina did not introduce herself. If
Okay.
maybe later you can explain. Yeah, you mentioned that you are
Uh,
a chartered accountant.
all right, Zia Sab, I'll do it later.
Yeah, sure. Please, Brother Shehzad.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Just 1 second.
Yeah,
Once again, I also forgot to mention that Brother Misbah is is the author of a few books on accounting as well. So be comfortable. All that in terms of the accounting, he has written. Brother Yusuf also is written several articles. Brother Misbah is the author of few books on accounting as well and different subjects. Yeah, please. Sorry, Brother Shehzad, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Muhammad Shehzad Hussain, and I'm a qualified chartered accountant from Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan, that is ICAP. In addition to being a qualified certified information system auditor, that is CISA, I'm also a certified Islamic professional accountant, CIPA from AAOIFI. I've got more than 20 years experience of working with Big Four firms, including PwC, EY, and Deloitte. In the capacity of Senior Manager Islamic Financial Service Group with EY, I have led various engagement both in Pakistan as well as in Middle East. Also, as on my individual capacity as a freelance, on various assignments. Luckily, I was involved with AOIFI on the assignment of revamping the CIPA qualification that was revamped in 2017. I was part of the team that did the revamping of the course. Also, I've been associated with various institutions for trainings, including Center of Islamic Economics, that is CIE, and also I've given certain trainings on behalf of Central Bank of Pakistan, that is State Bank of Pakistan for Islamic banking professionals. I will be your instructor for Business and Regulatory Environment, that is BRE course. The exam duration for BRE is 1.5 hours, and it has got 65 MCQs. The main objective of BRE syllabus is to equip the candidates with the understanding of the fundamentals of business and business management, and the role of an accountant in relation to governance, tax, compliances, and risk management. The course will basically cover certain areas that will include introduction to business. The introduction to business aspect will include the business environment, the market forces, business strategies, marketing, and communication within an organization. Then we'll be going through the business entities. This area will basically include forms and type of companies, management and administration of a company, different sources, and how the funds are managed. Then we'll be going through certain types of laws, the key concepts of laws, and taxation. Lastly, in this course, we'll be covering the risk aspect. When we talk about the risk aspect, we'll be discussing introduction to risk within an FI, that is financial institution, liquidity risk, market risk, operation risk, and also certain specific risks related to Islamic financial institution. So basically, the course will be structured in a way that you'll be given a presentation on individual topic. There will be videos explaining the topic and the concepts and definitions and examples. Then we'll be sharing certain MCQs or questions with you. And most probably, there will be certain case studies as well for the explanation purposes. So this is how the BRE course will look like. We'll basically discussing the major discussion on BRE would be based on UK law. And then we'll see if we can chip in with certain other localities as well, countries as well. We'll be discussing the concepts in general sense, that is maybe directly relatable to the conventional banking or conventional concept. And then we'll be saying what is the difference between the conventional concept and the Islamic side of things. So this is how we'll be covering it. And as Brother Misbah told you, that will be available on the platform as well. We'll be doing certain live sessions as well. So if you have got anything related to my topic or generally anything, will be available for you guys. Over to you, Brother Zia.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much all. I would like, if Ehsan is available, Ehsan, can you like play for us just like the taste of like you will know the pudding only through tasting. So there is, we'll show you something like how the course would look like. Ehsan has randomly selected one video.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hold on for a second. Yeah, so this one is like, as Brother Yusuf Sultan mentioned, that his recommendation was to start like this CIPA courses preparations. You should start with Sharia Governance and Sharia standards so that you have the conceptual base. So these courses, before like you have a look at the course, how the course will look like, we will be releasing courses like, we know that we would like you to go through, read and actually digest the course and be able to understand and be ready for the examination. So the courses on the portal will be, access of the portal will be available to you in a gradual phases. So the most courses that will be available initially would be like on the on Sharia standards. So yes, Ahsan, can you play it now?
والصلاة والسلام على محمد سيد المرسلين وعلى آله أجمعين. In this session, we will start a new module on Ijara and Ijara Muntahia Bittamleek. Ijara is an interesting contract in Islamic finance. We have covered the sale contracts in the very first module and the second module. So we have gone through the different requirements of sale contracts. So one interesting point is that basically Ijara is also a sale. However, the sale here is of the sale of benefit, sale of usufruct, sale of utility. Al-Ijaratu bay'ul manafi', whereby the usual sale contracts like Murabaha, like Salam and Istisna, are sale of tangible or intangible assets. So there we have some sort of assets, and here we have the utility, the usufruct of the assets of the people, and so on and so forth. Now, AAOIFI defines Ijara as a leasing of property pursuant to a contract under which a specified permissible benefit in the form of a usufruct is obtained for a specific period in return for a specific permissible consideration. So we have few keywords here, several keywords here. Number one, it's a lease of property. Number two, it's based on a contract. Number three, there is a specific permissible benefit from the property. So the benefit needs to be permissible. And then the usufruct is obtained for a specific period. And finally, there is a specific return in consideration, so which we call, for example, service fee or salary. So there has to be a specific fee or a specific rental specified in the contract. Now, this usufruct is what transferred to the one who is taking the lease, not the asset itself. So in Ijara, we have mustajir or lessor. We have mustajir who is lessee. We have ajir who is the lessor, and we have a shay'ul ma'jur, the one, the asset which has been leased asset. And then we will also have ajir, basically the labor or the person who was hired for services.
Thank you.
Now, Ijara in principle could be for.
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mr.
Sorry. Yeah. I think like Ahsan, you can take over and then like just give me 2 minutes, and I will join in a minute. Just we can start with the questions and answer. Ahsan, you can chip in now.
All right. Thank you very much. I hope everybody have been listening, and we have a constant attendance of over 150 people. So we have a couple of hand raises, but there are a couple of questions here you can see with regards to exemptions and okay, I can see with razors. All right, okay. Okay, there's a question. It says, Assalamu alaikum. Kindly, I have registered from Kenya. CPA would relate to challenges most difficult to Kenya to register. All right. All right. Sheikh Yusuf, I want you to take this question. Muqtadir Qureshi, he's asking, on an average, how much time does it take to prepare for the exam? Considering there is an exam upcoming in June, how difficult would it be to appear for the exam?
Yeah, thank you, Brother Hassan. I think Brother Misbah or Brother Shahzad or Sister Safina would be better because I haven't taken the entire CIFE yet. Maybe any of you, Brother Misbah, you want to take it?
It's not difficult. I mean, it depends on your background, of course. If you already have some exposure to Islamic finance, then for the Sharia part, there are not many standards. I believe, is it 8, Brother Sultan? So only few, right?
It's not about the standards. What they did is that they compressed a lot of standards together. So if we count by standards, it would be many, but it is put in a very simple manner, I would say.
Very simple manner. So it should not be, I mean, if you look at the book may look very thick, but then the font size is big. And the spacing between lines also very wide. So it means that although the book may look like, for example, in the FAR module, there are around 400 pages. But in fact, if you compare it with a normal textbook, the number of pages will be even shorter. And also they presented in a very simple manner. That is, they provided, IOFI provided, started with a simple introduction and then provided flowcharts or figures. And then even for the accounting part, the journal entries are basically very simple. But of course, it depends on your background. But 1 month is, in my opinion, is quite enough.
I think to add to this, usually you will not be taking all the 4 modules at once. So definitely it would be 1 or 2 modules at max. And if that is the case, and for SS and SG, I can say it's ample time. If you have proper time management and a proper plan, inshallah, you can definitely do it, even if you haven't had any background on SS, Sharia and Islamic finance. Thank you.
All right, Sheikh. Sheikh, the question now I have is, I think Brother Shehzad can answer this question. They're asking about how long it will take to be certified. Means after having passed the exam, will you have the certificate, or there is a criteria you have to do certain, like internship, or you had to have certain experience to get the certificate?
There's certain practical, now they have got some practical requirements also, but there could be exemptions based on case-to-case basis. So it's, yes, the paper has to be cleared and there should be certain practical experience as well. So that practical experience is judged on case-to-case basis. So we have to see, or that person has to see what practical experience he has got and the exemption he gets for that practical exemption. I'd like to add on the previous question as well. I think 1 month is more than enough for preparation, subject to if you've got certain knowledge on accounting side of things. For CIPA, you need to have set a little bit of accounting sense or accounting knowledge, not expertise, but at least accounting sense, so that it will be very easy if you got certain accounting sense or accounting knowledge. And then obviously Sharia side is in CIPA is not that much difficult. It is, but it's not very, very comprehensive, that you are not going into the standards directly. You have got the textbook, so you can manage it. So my suggestion would be 1 month is fair enough, and also it depends how much time you are giving in that 1 month. Are you only studying for CIPA, or you are working and preparing for something else as well? So it depends, but 1 month with a bit of accounting background is good enough for maybe all the 4 papers. That will be my suggestion on it.
All right, all right. Brother Mizbah, I have a question for you with regards to conceptual framework. Our Noor Mazita Ismail was asking about conceptual framework. Which country it will be based on?
IFE has its own conceptual framework. So chapter 1 and chapter 2 is based on, mostly based on IFE's conceptual framework, but it also relates to or refers to IFRS as well in some places. So of course, the conceptual framework is based on IFE's conceptual framework, but in some places they refer to IFRS.
All right, thank you. I'll take one live question from Lipondi, Salim Lipondi.
Listen, have you gone through like some of the questions? Okay. Exemption, like Brother Muhammad Faizan was asking about ICAP exception for exemptions for ICAEW or ICAP. As I mentioned, like professional qualification, ICAP or ICAEW, you are entitled to, if you are a member, you are entitled to exemption in the BRE and AAE two, and you will have to only appear in two of the examinations. And if you are a ICAP or a ICAEW, there is a very special offer from TAIF also. You should check our, I would advise you to check TAIF, TAIF LinkedIn page. So you will be happy. There's we will be like, if you register through TAIF for the course, there is some like the course content for the remaining two papers could be provided to you as a gift from TAIF. Tell us about future of Sharia-based banking of Bangladesh. I think Brother Misbah and Brother Yusuf Sultan are the best in it. And I think looking at the growth, it is extremely bright. Yeah, Brother Misbah or Brother Yusuf, who would like to take it? Future of Sharia-based banking in Bangladesh.
Yeah, that's all right. Maybe you can start.
No, I mean, Alhamdulillah, in Bangladesh, Islamic banking is progressing very fast. Not only banking. If we look at capital market also, it's progressing very. I mean, especially last 2-3 years, new. I mean, several years back, Bangladesh Bank had a stand that they will not allow like new window-based banking. But as we are seeing since last 2 years at least, that Bangladesh Bank is now allowing. So new banks are coming up. Either some of them are converting from conventional to Islamic, or some are launching window-based or branch-based Islamic banking. So the Islamic banking is alhamdulillah growing very fast. And also we have now presence of Sukuk in Bangladesh, and many corporates are interested about Sukuk. And also Takaful. Hopefully, inshallah, it will be a vibrant sector soon, inshallah. So the Islamic finance is growing, and there is always the problem or challenge is a lack of talent. The lack of talent in the field. So inshallah, IOFI qualifications are one of the most relevant qualifications to develop the required talent.
Great. Thank you. And not only in Bangladesh, like I think Pakistan and many other countries globally, everywhere, Islamic banking or non-interest banking, as they call it in Turkey or Nigeria, is growing fast. More new banks are coming in. Okay, Brother Abdul Hafiz was asking which book you were showing, Brother Misbah. Brother Misbah was showing you the textbook that you will get when you will receive textbook for FAR, that you will receive when you will register for the course. Brother Muqtadir is asking, are these 4 modules of 1 exam or 4 modules and 4 exam? Brother Muqtadir, there are 4 papers. Rather, there will be 5 papers. Sharia Standard and Sharia Governance, you may have 2 different papers, and the rest of the 3. So 3 papers, these all 4 or 5 papers, 5 different days, and different durations, different exam. Anonymous attendee is asking, he's not a university graduate, can he appear? We would suggest you write to us, tell us about your specific qualification. We would be more than happy to seek any explanation from IOFI. We don't want to, because this exemption or acceptance for the examination is the IOFI criteria, not with TAIF. So if your experience and qualification is enough, they would be more than happy to take it. But we would like them to clarify. University degree, I don't think is required, but as I said, explain what is your qualification, and we would be happy to refer it to the IOFI. Any waiver for someone who has masters in Islamic finance practice from INSIAF? That is also, I don't know, Brother Misbah, if you are aware. Otherwise, we would request the Brother Saidu to send us an email. We will check with IOFI. Brother Misbah, is there any exemption available?
I'm not aware of any formal arrangement. Brother Yusuf,
Yeah.
you have any experience?
Yeah, I'm also not aware of. Maybe
I think
case-to-case basis it can be evaluated. I'm not sure.
yeah, I think the criteria that they apply is that the subject matter, the subjects that you have studied there. So if you have studied accounting and auditing or any of these subjects at INSIAF on in your master's level, then I'm sure you can request for the consideration of exemption, because in the exemption form there is a column for criteria why you think you are exempt. They might ask you to give them some details about the syllabus, and they will do the evaluation. We will more specifically, we will check with IOFI. Send us an email, and with your specific qualification and the subject that you have studied, we will do that. Brother Umair has asked for IOFI fee. IOFI fee for non-GCC, for GCC countries for CIPA is 2,100, and for non-GCC countries is 1,760. This is so depending on your location, where you are located, you can pay the fee in 1, 2, or 4 installments. Which course is best for a legal practitioner? I think I mentioned, but subject to validation from brother or from our subject matter specialist. I think if you are a legal practitioner's CSAA or the legal part of it may be more relevant to you than the accounting part. From anybody from the panel, you would like to add something, or you are okay, or you agree, disagree? Brother Yusuf, for a person with a legal background, which of like CSAA is better or CIPA is better?
I think CSA is more for Sharia background people, but no harm if others are also interested to learn in depth about the Sharia standards of IOFI. But CIPA would be more suitable for anyone from non-Sharia background they start with. But anyone who has SS&SG can later expand on as well. I think other brothers can give more insight on this.
I will agree with Brother Yusuf's thoughts on it, because I think if you are not specifically going for the Sharia side of things, then it will be easier to be on the CIPA side of things, because it's somehow the subjects and what we have learned before will be useful in CIPA. In certain subjects, maybe a bit of accounting, you've got a bit of accounting background, or you've touched accounting somewhere while doing your graduation or something. So on the Sharia side, it will be completely new. So it will be a dedicated effort if you're coming from legal or any other different kind of studies. So if you're just if your focus is Sharia and you want to get into the Sharia side of things, obviously it will be CSAA.
Yeah, I think like what we can summarize is that if you want to diversify your knowledge, learn new things, CIPA is the answer. If you want to specialize further and increase your knowledge further on your legal practice that you are doing, CSAA will be an answer. Okay, there was one question from Brother Umar Sharif, situation in Kenya. You can send us an email. We will check with IOFI whether examination center is available there or not. We'll see. Pradeep, Islamic finance and commercial conventional banking. We will have a webinar on this, so this will not be a relevant question for this. Fee structures, definitely send us an email or check the web page. I have mentioned the AAOIFI fees, and TAIF fees is nominal for 199 for the whole course. You can check the details on the web page. What is the question? Is the syllabus available on the following link? Yes, syllabus is available on the following link. If you don't find anything, we will be more than happy to provide you any information. Is it difficult to pass CIPA exam? It is everything, nothing in, if you want actually something to be of value, there should be some part of the difficulty. You should expect some difficulty, right? Brother Shehzad and Brother Misbah have already explained in detail. I have a CMA from IMA USA and MBA in Islamic Finance. So, mashallah, Brother Asad Khan sent us an email, a specific subject exemption we can check with the AAOIFI. On anybody else who is, there is another question from Brother Ghulam Muhyiddin. He's asking, qualified CPAs, what are the opportunities and career progression? Any of you?
I think CIPA is the most recognized qualification in Islamic finance. So obviously, the Islamic finance industry has certain constraints on resources. There are not many resources which are qualified with experience in this field. So obviously, if Islamic finance is growing, and CIPA is one of the, and CSAA is one of the major, or if not the top-notch qualification in Islamic finance, then obviously it's directly linked. So there is ample opportunity if you do the CIPA and if you do the CSAA. So the growth, the opportunity is unlimited. It's directly related to your growth of Islamic finance industry, which is tremendous.
Okay, I think we have almost covered almost all the questions. So, Hassan, do we have any? There is one question now. Share the link. Okay, somebody is asking, share the link for registration. Okay, you can check TAIF website, or you can check our LinkedIn page, and Hassan will share with you the CSA page as well. And CSA webinar is on Saturday. So we have another panel of instructors who have done the course on CSA. We will be with you, inshallah, again on CSA on Saturday. And on Saturday also, we are starting also the live classes for IFQ as well. So if any of you has any inclination towards the IFQ, that course registration is still open. And duration of the program, the content, and once you pay the fee or register for the TAIF preparatory class, the course access is for 1 year. So if you are able to pass, and we hope and we wish and we want you to pass in this attempt in which you are appearing. And Brother Shehzad has given us hope, me as well, that 1 month is enough. So I can also, I'm not a CIPA qualified. So I can also think of, and people like me can think of like passing the exam, appearing and passing the exam. So, but in any case, if you don't qualify in this year, you will have the access for 1 year. And we hope and we want you to pass in 1 year, inshallah. There is no yearly subscription. You just pay the fee, and then that's access for the program will be for 1 year. Hassan, do we have anybody who is interested in asking a live question?
Yeah,
I see one hand there.
One hand only, I'm sure.
Who is
Assalamu
it?
alaikum, brother Salu. He raised his hand like a long time ago, so I'm not sure
Yes,
if
wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes,
I
brother.
think I'm the. Yes, my name is Salum Lupande, and I'm speaking from Tanzania. I'm
Ahlan
a
wa
chartered accountant with the ACCA, and I'm interested with the CIPA. I have heard and understood that if I'm an ACCA, I can qualify for exemption of at least 2 papers, and I'll have to do 2 other papers on the Sharia and governance. Now, my question that I have posted 2 questions which are related. One was a fee structure for one to understand as to how much is to be paid from the beginning to the end of certification. And that was inclusive of, we have been talking about exemptions. I understand many professional organizations, if you exempt me a paper, then there is a fee that I pay, either equivalent to the actual paper by doing, or it is different. So I've asked that question.
Yeah.
I think the answer I got is we can get that from the website. Again, I had another question, which was,
no, I can answer
mentioning
you
the figures without
if you want.
the
I can answer
currency,
you.
understanding that for the
Go
benefit
ahead,
of
please.
others as well.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. We are
Yes, I
listening to you.
understand that. I say for the benefit of others as well, as we are here from different countries, Pakistan, Tanzania, Kenya, and other places. So maybe we should be mentioning, when we say 199, is it dollars, or is it because for the AOFI we say 2,100 or 1,700 for GCC and non-GCC countries?
Sure.
Is that going to be euro, dollars, or it is real? So I think those were my basic questions, which I had at the beginning, and I wrote on the question and answer, and then answered partially, yes.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much for highlighting our mistake in not identifying, if we did not identify the currency. The figures, all the figures mentioning the fees were mentioned in US dollar. So the fee relating to IUFI is payable in US dollar. So in case of, as I mentioned, like for countries non-GCC, you are in Tanzania, so the applicable fee for you for IUFI is 1,760. There may be $100 additional fee as well that will be payable when you become member, when you will qualify the exam. So I've not included that fee. That fee will only be applicable when you will become a qualified exam. For if you register through us through TAIF, if you will be registering through TAIF, and I see that in Tanzania there is no IUFI examination center, so you qualify for requesting for a remote examination. So if you apply for IUFI registration through TAIF, as we mentioned, that TAIF is a examination registration center for IUFI as well. So then you can get these 2 courses as a gift from any professionally qualified person. Applying for these 2 courses will get this course, these 2 courses complement. If they apply through TAIF for IUFI registration, they will get these 2 courses as a complimentary from TAIF. I hope it is clear. This will apply to CA, ACCA, CPA, CA Nigeria, CA Tanzania, any CA or any other CPA or ACCA qualification. If you are qualified, you will only have to pay IUFI registration fee, and you have to register for IUFI through us. So this free course facility will not be available if you don't apply, if you are already registered with IUFI, or if you are, it will only be available to you when you will register to IUFI through us. And that is only for professionally qualified people, professional accounting qualifications recognized by IUFI, and they will have like 2 papers exemption. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, brother. You can write to us an email, any issue which is not clear, you can write to us at contact@taiflearning.com. Okay. We have like one more person, I think Adams Ibrahim.
Brother Adam, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Good day, brother. I was asked a question about if you become a member, will you be subscribing yearly as other professionals normally do subscription?
Correct. You, as I
Yeah.
mentioned, when you will.
Yeah. Secondly, I asked about the fee. You know, I'm calling from Nigeria.
Yeah.
So the fee I saw there is $199. That $199, is it when you make the payments? Will you when you make the payment once, is it all that you are going to do, or you still after making that payment you still make other payment before you finish the program? So I just want to know if the one now will cover up for the whole program.
Okay, but let me explain to you. There are like two fees that are payable. One fee that is payable to AAOIFI, which is, as I mentioned, this is 2,100 or 1,760, depending on where you are. In Nigeria, you will have to pay 1,760 course registration fee to AAOIFI. Okay, this is one thing.
Okay.
And this 199 is the preparatory course, the digital content and the material that you will receive from TAIF side. This course will be available to you for 1 year. You can get this course without any payment if you are a chartered accountant or you are a professional accounting qualification. Then we can send you the two courses that you are not exempt. We can send you those courses without any charge, but the only requirement for that would be that you register for AAOIFI through us.
Okay, I'll make the registration, and I also want you to communicate with me through my email so that I'll get the requirement for registration.
Sure, you can send an email to contact@taiflearning.com and then you will have all the requirements.
Okay,
okay.
Please come again.
You can send an email to contact@taif. Ahsan will type it in the chat now, the email address. Ahsan, can you type the email address? We will send you the email address, don't worry.
Typing now.
Okay, sir. All right, thank you.
Okay, I think.
Khairan.
Thank you very much, Brother Adam, and thank you very much, everybody. I think I would like to thanks once again our panel members for such a nice discussion, and thank you all for being here in such a good number. We look forward to seeing you on the course, and we look forward. I hope we have been able to make you at ease or feel comfortable that you are in good hands and you are with the subject matter best people on the subject. Brother Yusuf Sultan and Brother Misbah are the master trainers of AAOIFI as well. So, and Sister Safina and Brother Shehzad are very well experienced in their subjects, very well experienced and knowledgeable in their subjects. So with this, unless any of the panel member would like to add anything, or maybe you can have like 1 minute concluding remarks from each of you. Brother Yusuf Sultan.
Thank you very much. Alhamdulillah, it was a great session. We have a lot of questions. Thank you everyone who have attended. I hope this will be a beginning of a new journey for most of you who attended. Inshallah, it's not a difficult one. Like last time when many of us did CSA or CIPA, we didn't have proper training preparing courses. But now, alhamdulillah, we have well-prepared modules to assist you. And we have live sessions as well. So hopefully, inshallah, it will be an easy journey. Let's all contribute and raise the awareness to raise the benchmark of the Islamic finance industry talents, inshallah. Thank you so much. Jazakumullah khairan.
Brother Misbah.
Some are wondering probably whether to do CIPA or CSA first and then which one later. For me, what I have seen is that a trend is that after someone has completed CSA, then they feel like, okay, let's do CIPA, or otherwise, after doing CIPA, let's do CSA. For example, for myself, I did CIPA first and then did CSA later, but I saw my friends who have done the other way. So either is okay, whichever you do first, let's go ahead. Inshallah. So previously we had, as Brother Sultan said, that we struggled with not having guidance, but now, alhamdulillah, this is available. So this will help you or will save you time. That's the thing. And again, since I am talking about the accounting, or I'm taking care of the accounting part, there are some technicalities, I acknowledge that. So if you feel that you need extra assistance, we are always here to help. So that you become successful in the exam. So don't worry that, oh, okay, if I have question how to solve those problems. Don't worry about that. You can always have assistance from us, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Misbah. Brother Shehzad.
I would like to thank everyone for sparing time and bearing with us. Secondly, I'm looking forward for everyone to be on the session, and we'll interact and we'll try to achieve together. So looking forward to having you guys on the session on the training side of things.
Inshallah. Sister Safina, are you there?
Yes. I'd also like to thank everyone for being here. And for those who have this question in their mind or this doubt in their mind that what will their career prospects be, or what will be the career progression be after doing the certification, what value will it add? Let me tell you, Islamic finance, Islamic banking is an industry that is growing by leaps and bounds all over the world. It's not only the Muslim world, it's also the Western world where Islamic finance is growing like anything. And having this certification, be it CIPA, be it CSAA, but having a certification in Islamic banking, Islamic financing will definitely put you on the top of your career in this field. So I hope everyone will take an interest in this field, not only for their career, but also for their knowledge, for their understanding, and for the learning purposes. So thank you, Diasab, and this platform will inshallah provide you all a good support in this journey.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sister Safina, and thank you very much all. With this, we wish you all the best, inshallah. And our aim is to maybe have the highest number of CIPAs passing maybe in the next few attempts, inshallah, with our help and support and with your effort, inshallah. With this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum assalam.
Alaikum assalam.